teams and the areas, and it does showcase somewhat when you see them playing in an environment such as this. And Matt's gone there with a real proviso to try and set up structure, to try and create a little bit of a legacy. They've got a huge platform to play on, they've got a lot of investment there. Sri Lankan Super Series, almost like the IPL of Rugby Sevens, is kicking off and going to get very big post-Olympics. So quite exciting times in Sri Lanka, but very much a crewing experience from tournaments like this.
There's a nice story coming out of this game. It will be refereed by Amy Perrott. Amy Perrott is only the third female ref to take charge of a men's rugby sevens event after Alhambra Nievas refereed a game earlier today. Matt O'Brien had to withdraw from today's matches with injuries, so two of the women referees, two of the senior women's referees have stepped up. Amy Perrott's one of them. She actually refereed the Women's Rugby World Cup final in 2014 in Paris between England and Canada. So a chance here to referee a men's game, so good news for her. And here we go. Uruguay against Sri Lanka. The Sri Lankans get us underway. And they have won the kickoff, and Fazil Marija runs into the Uruguayan defence. Back here to Srinath. Srinath, the exciting playmaker in the Sri Lankan side, a real attacking threat, but that one's gone forward, and a chance here for Echeverry to chip through, and a bit of help there for Juan Manuel Cat, and he helps secure possession, and a nice little break and a pop inside, but that's gone into Sri Lankan hands in the form of Ramanayaka, but more loose ball, and will come back for a knock-on from Uruguay, so it'll be a scrum to Sri Lanka.
Well, believe it or not, in the first minute of this game, they've had more possession than they did in the whole 14 against Canada. What they try and do is try and fragment play. They're clearly not the biggest. They need to make sure breakdowns aren't that apparent in the game. They've got to make sure the ball is moved around and use the fact that they are light and quick-footed and very small in stature, but use that as a positive. Keep it high tempo, use the energy that they possess.
Yep, under a bit of pressure here at scrum time. That size difference paying here, and Uruguay have the ball, and it's out here onto the wing to Felipe Echeverry, and he will stroll over untouched for the South Americans' first try.
Echeverry is an impressive player, started very well in this tournament, staying out wide here, but it's all about the power up front, isn't it? Simple physics. If you've got 5 or 6 kilograms ahead of your opponent player, it's going to be very difficult to win a scrum, as we saw there. Echeverry benefiting from the big boys up front with a bit of grunt.
Yeah, it's an area of sevens that didn't always get that much attention. The three-man scrum, that's an excellent conversion there from the sideline from Echeverry, converting his own try. Yeah, scrum time's really been an area these teams focus on now, isn't it? It's seen as a real opportunity to win turnover ball.
It's a restart, isn't it? It's a way that ball can be contested. Having been there on quite a few occasions, is far more than the gentleman's agreement perhaps assumed with a game of sevens.
Yeah, many years as England captain and hooker, Rob Vickerman. And a nice little break here down the side from Dharmapala. Dharmapala tiptoeing down the sideline. Has he stayed in touch? No, he hasn't. And the flag goes up, so a try-scoring opportunity there for Ranjan. Unfortunately ended by the foot in touch.
Fleet-footed down the touchline, not 1, not 2, but 3 dummies, can't quite evade the last despairing tackle from Schroeder.
I think he might have got that ball away just in time, actually, but touch judge thought differently, the assistant referee, I should say. Juan Manuel Cat playing scrum half, and he sends it over to the far side, and there's the try scorer, Echeverry. Once again, the ball has gone to ground, so it'll be another scrum to Sri Lanka.
Cat there trying to argue with the referee. It was off his knee. Clearly, she thought in that situation it was off his hand, in which case he pulled back the play, but he was exceptional in the previous game. Pounces at every opportunity.
Very good.
Crouch. Point. Set. Kicked out. Kicked.
Amy Perrott awards a penalty to Sri Lanka at scrum time, right on halfway.
Kicked.
And they'll have a chance here to try and build some pressure. They need to hold on to the ball, go through the phases, and try and find an opening in this Uruguayan defence, and that'll help. Nice little break there from Marija, and he had set up his teammate, who will run all the way under the post, and that's a good score there for Sri Lanka. Just goes to show they get a bit of possession, and Dissanayake has gone over for their first try in this match.
Big fan of this line, just runs hard, followed up the inside ball. Marija, he is the heartbeat of that team. When he does things, it can create opportunities for these bigger runners, picking off the lines from him.
Well, Rob, you came back with a note from Matt Turner the other day saying Jason Dissanayake is rapid and rangy. Well, he showed both of those things there, didn't he?
He did indeed. Perhaps not your typical prop in the game of sevens, but very much one blessed with pace.
It's been knocked back onto the Sri Lankan side, so more possession for them here. 7-all in this Pool B game. Space in behind, and Marija again trying to get out on the outside, but it's been hacked through Echeverry. Echeverry playing football here, but his opposite number. Marija has got back there. Saved the day for Sri Lanka. Here's Ranjan. Penalty time once more for Uruguay, and they'll go quickly. Thomas Ciarte goes quickly. Just win it back here, and a chance here once again for Felipe Echeverry. And the widest of gaps opens up on the side of that ruck. And you could have driven a buff through that one.
Echeverry taking a moment. He is a one-man band at the moment, doing everything. Originally the turnover was from him. He's the man that follows it round and finishes nicely underneath the posts. He can't even watch. The gap was that big.
I say drive a bus through that. More like a super yacht, it was so big. We're here in Monaco. You've been enjoying the sights while you've been here, Rob Vickerman?
Very much so. Place of absolute lavish fortune. Can't quite comprehend the money that's surrounding us, but at the same time it's always a pleasure being next to you.
Well, dinner's on you then tonight. 40 seconds to go in the first half of this Pool B match. Uruguay leading Sri Lanka by 14 points to 7. Sri Lanka have had a reasonable amount of possession in this first half. Srinath at the heart of most of the things they do, and the captain, Muthu Thrantri, he's swung the ball back on this near side, and a chance here for Sri Lanka, but that pass has gone to ground, and Dharmapala, who's been lively all half, sends the ball back on the far side, trying to stretch the Uruguay defence here, and they've done that once more, but just a little bit of a slip there and halts their progress slightly, but they still have the ball. There goes the naval horn for half-time. The play will continue. An inside swerve from Dharmapala, and Dharmapala will finally get his reward for some excellent work down the right wing here. He's tried to beat them on the outside a couple of times, but on that occasion swerves in field and gets his just desserts.
Uruguayans in the middle, absolutely forlorn. They're very tired. Big men, like we said, you've got to use your strengths. Sri Lankans by far lighter, picking off the big man in the middle, change the direction. They're going to be far better at that than the bigger men against them, and we see their Dharmapala benefiting from the tight bodies in the middle. But that is what Sri Lanka need to do. Keep the ball alive, don't break it, go to breakdowns with the slow ball, keep it lively, keep it popped off the floor. Efficient play from them.
And with the successful conversion from Fazil Marija, he just tied it up here at half-time. And as Matt Turner speaks to his team, it's Uruguay 14 apiece against Sri Lanka.
Still nil half-time. Let's start the second half. How we end in the first half. First points to score in this half. It's going to win this game. I guarantee you that. Okay. Keep working, working, working. When you come off, your shift is done for the day. Okay? 2 to 3 minutes for the guys left on. Give it my all. Push it all. Okay.
¿Estamos de acuerdo con eso? Va a entrar Chacal y va a salir Tommy. Va a entrar Tati y va a salir Tite. Vale. Vamos la defensa, carajo. Vamos los tanques.
Well, they better score first, Sri Lanka, in the second half, Rob. Otherwise, according to their coach Matt Turner, it's all over.
That's some guarantee. Interesting words there from Matt, known for actually scoring many, many points and tries at dying moments in games to really swing things. So interesting tactics, perhaps different motivation needed for the Sri Lankans. You look at the Uruguayans, passionate team, as always. South Americans, they thrive on that. The Sri Lankans perhaps need a little bit of a different talking to, but they've got to realise they're in this game. It is 0-0, as Matt mentioned. They've got to come into it. Whilst they do have to start well, they've got to use the fact that they're going to have the fitness over the bigger men against them. They keep the ball, they keep moving them wide, playing with width, keeping that ball in the air, not dying with it. They've got a real chance in this game.
Juan Manuel Cat will get us restarted for this second half. 14 all after the opening 7 minutes, and he kicks over here to the near side, and has that gone 10 metres? Just. Judges referee Amy Perrott, and Sri Lanka will play on. But a penalty here for the men in blue. Uruguay, and they can carry on through Tortorella. Not back 10, says referee Perrott. So Uruguay on some momentum here, and they run at the line, and this is Gabriel Puig. Puig just 3 metres out from the Sri Lankan line. And a little sneak down the side of the ruck from Tortorella. And he has put the Uruguayans back in front.
I'm starting to really feel for the Sri Lankan team, just not able to cope with the sheer weight difference. Men picking and going on the side of rucks is a very difficult thing to stop. The fact that 3 men are already committed to it makes it very difficult to defend. And pound for pound, step for step, this Uruguayan team are all over the Sri Lankans. You just cannot compete with this weight.
Yeah, if you're going to get a team march 10 metres in front of you, it's important you take advantage of that, go quickly, and that's exactly what they did, and they came up with another 5 points out. So it's now advantage Uruguay. A bit of a buffer, 5-point lead. And they decide to kick long this time and trust their defence, and that's gone over the head of Dissanayake. But he's managed to track back and pop it up to Zamapala. Bit of help here from Hetirachichi, who's off the bench. Dissanayake over to the near side, playing dangerously in front of their post, and they've knocked it on again here, Sri Lanka, and double knock on is the ruling. So they'll go with the first one, and it'll be a scrum to Uruguay in an attacking position here, and Rob Vickerman, more defensive duties coming up for Sri Lanka.
Okay, he's off now.
They're difficult this situation, only 10 metres away from their try line. Any half tackle, any ability for the attackers to ride the defensive hit will result in a try. And look no further than Manuel Cat trying to just get that ball a little bit wider. If you get the ball to the winger in this instance, he's probably more likely going to score. He's got 15 metres of space in front of him.
Probe the short side to Uruguay. Pops it back inside. Couple of defenders there holding them out for the time being, but Delacqua is over the line and he's got the ball down. So the beginning of this second half has been all Uruguay, and it's a mountain to climb now for Sri Lanka.
And in fairness to Matt Turner, he's probably not far wrong with his guarantee of whoever would score first would have massive ascendancy coming in, but you know your luck's going well when you flick the ball over the head and straight away it goes straight into the palms of your own player. And sometimes like that, little bit of luck justified by the fact they're simply just winning collisions. It's very, very easy to play a game of sevens when you're winning so many hits and riding the tackle as well.
And a lovely left-footed conversion there by Lucas Duran, who's out there. But really strong work here from Delacqua. He did not give up. He said, I'm over the line and I'm not going to be denied. Another restart for Uruguay, in control of this one now. 26 points to 14. Both these teams had a tough opening day, suffered a couple of losses. Canada in this pool, of course, and the pool decider will be coming up later today here in Monaco. Chance here for Sri Lanka with a bit of possession. I'm looking forward to that one between Canada and Germany a bit later on. Uruguay have the ball, and this is Chair, who runs into contact,
Let him go now.
drops to the floor. Referee Amy Perrott says the defenders have to release. They do so. And another chance here for Uruguay. Nice flat pass, but it's chipped ahead. Chipped ahead again now. This is Juan Manuel Cat, and he's pounced for another try for Uruguay.
Always seems to land on his feet, that man. Ball goes wide. He manages to just dribble it over the line. One of these players that really does impress. He's very, very fit. He's all over the pitch. Members bounce, perhaps you could argue, but look at that. Doesn't need to put on his hand. Puts it on his knee and dives over for a result.
Yeah, he's been prowling around all game as Juan Manuel Cat, and he really has looked threatening. Lucas Duran kicked a lovely conversion just before from out wide. This one a little closer, and he makes no mistake again, so proving he is a good goal-kicking option off the bench, Lucas Duran. And 33-14 now, under 2 minutes left in this Pool B match. And Duran will chip it into midfield this time. Can they win another one, Uruguay? Yes, they can. They've dominated restarts in the second half. I don't think Sri Lanka have gotten out of their half. 90 seconds to go. Again, they try to hold up the defender, but he muscles his way to the floor to set up a ruck, and they can recycle the ball here. Here's Cat, gives it off to Daverio. Daverio, he's a burly fellow, but he's been done for rolling on the floor there. You're not allowed to do that, so Sri Lanka win the penalty. And can they run it out of their red zone? Scoreless so far in this second half, but they have a chance here to add to the score sheet, and they're away, Sri Lanka, but the cover defence comes across. Oh, that's quite brilliant from Sebastian Schroeder, and a chance to counter-attack in transition here for Uruguay, and the ball's been knocked down deliberately. That was Dansha Dayan, so Uruguay here will carry on with possession and try to add to their 33 points. Comes to the near side to Delacqua. Delacqua, the try scorer, off to Daverio. Can Daverio get there this time? He might have to step inside, or will he go all the way? Yes, he's just too fast and a bit too strong. Referee Perrett's just going to consult her assistant.
Okay. Have you seen a grounding? Okay. Avia.
Okay, well, we're going to have a look at the RVR, the referee video review, and see if the ball has been grounded here.
Just see, rides a tackle, doesn't necessarily need the handoff. He's got the weight advantage. It's clearly down there. The thing that probably went against him was the fact he looked at the referee.
His legs are out. Okay. Okay. No try.
Well, they've ruled it no try.
So it's a 22.
So they've ruled that the defender has held up the player there, and he went out over the end line before he put it down at the second attempt. So it'll be a 22 dropout to Sri Lanka. And they go long off the dropout. There's Shrinath, as time is up on the clock. But Uruguay have the ball again. Can they finish with another try here? A chip and chase here under the post. Will it sit up? Oh, yes, it will, beautifully for Santiago Giberno. And he scores another try for Uruguay to put the icing on the cake.
Somewhat justified after what I thought was a try in the bottom right-hand corner, but fair enough. They got another chance off the dropout. And have a look at this for Back Yourself. Gets the ball, spots a bit of space, sweeper in front of him, lovely little death chip. Rides his luck with the bounce somewhat. Not quite sure there what Marija was doing. He pretty much gave up, in my opinion, but there, reap the rewards. Impressive score as he throws away the grass on his leg.
And as if to add to the misery for Sri Lanka, the conversion goes over from right in front. So Uruguay pick up their first win here on day one in Monaco, and they've won it by 40 points to 14.